Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Hey, what's up Transformers fans? Welcome to another episode of Mixelpix Transformers Time Warp. This time we're not going that far back in time. We're just going back to last year when the War for Cybertron Kingdom Ark was coming out. And I've got it. I was really hoping that I would like it. Turns out I'm not really, I guess, a War for Cybertron toy fan. I really like the Masterpiece quality and aesthetic much better. And to me, the Ark left a lot to be desired. But if you did buy the Ark and you like it or you just want to augment it, this video is about a bunch of upgrades that I got for it, and I'll show you also a couple of other things that I found that could also be used for it. This will also be a raffle for the entire package, so you will get the entire War for Cybertron Kingdom Ark, as well as all of the upgrades at a value of about $270 above retail price. So not the Ark, but $270 worth of upgrades for a value of about $440. There is no use in doing multiple entries. Your entry will only count once. The raffle will be open for a few weeks and will end on Sunday, March 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and the winner will be chosen at that time. So, you know, if you want it, go ahead and give me a comment in the comment section. Say hashtag ARK giveaway MP, and I'm gonna do something a little sneaky here, and I'm gonna tell you someplace in this video what the extra secret code is to actually enter yourself into the giveaway. So you have to find what that thing is, and that will be what will put you into the raffle and put you in the running for winning this prize. So go ahead and get comfortable and watch this whole thing. Good luck, everyone. All right, so what we've got here is the Ark, and its plethora of upgrades that are out there for you to get. And this isn't even all of them. This is just the ones, the complement that I wanted to get for the Ark. Things that I thought were interesting and looked like they could be cool. So the 9 upgrades that we have here for this kit are from Shockwave Lab, Jukey Toys, one from eBay, and one from Toy Hacks. Toy Hacks being the company that puts out custom stickers for various Transformers and other toys. So we've got that package for the Ark. There are 9 sheets in the Toy Hacks labels. There is another package, as you can see here in this listing, that is for the Teletran / mainframe part of the Ark. It does not come with this larger sheet set of 9 for the Ark itself in bot and alt mode. So Teletran, if you want any stickers for that by itself, then you're gonna have to buy that separately on toyhacks.com. All right, so moving on to what Shockwave Lab gives us. We've got Shockwave Lab SL109, which is the LED kit. That's gonna give your Ark the ability to have glowing eyes, and the ultimate effect is that the eyes don't glow yellow, they glow green, because apparently the LED color is blue enough that it influences the yellow to turn the eyes green, as you can see here. So that was a little bit of a surprise. I thought it was just going to give him glowing yellow eyes, but that is not the case. You can get that, and where I got that was tfsafari.com. The kit doesn't come with a battery, so you will need to buy one of these CR927 lithium batteries. I got these on amazon.com, and it wasn't expensive. Moving on to the Shockwave Lab 0110. That is the launch pad transport vehicle that actually just, cradles the entire Ark as if maybe you were rolling it out onto a launch pad for its launch. So it's a cool little addition. It's really well crafted. Here you can see it spinning in 360. This is from my Ark review video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. Shockwave Lab did a great job on putting this little accessory together. I really like the quality. I really like the paint and the sculpt. It's actually the thing that I'll kind of miss the most about not having the Ark, is because that was just such a really good accessory. All right, up next is the Shockwave Lab SL0118, and that is the Teletran 1 upgrades. This gives him some kind of weapon or diagnostics tool. As you can see here, he's got that cool pink, translucent part on it. Looks like a really cool gun. And then I was thinking, and then I verified actually in this product image that was in their one-sheet brochure that the hole at the end of the gun, the barrel, actually can be fitted with one of the Ark blasts. So there you go, you can give it a blast effect using what came with the Ark. And I do like the semi-translucent pink plastic they put here. That's a nice touch. And it also gives him gap fillers for his the back of his thighs as well as his calves. So cool little kit, does help out with the figure, and one of the upgrades that I got. That's a little bit, it's like a little bit tricky because you've got the edge of the calf here and edge of the lower leg there. So I guess slide it in, pressure fit it. There we go. One gap filler in. Tapered end goes down. There we go. All right, and there it is. So now the inner leg, it still shows the peg, you know, so I guess that would have been kind of cool, but whatever. This isn't a super detailed, I mean, super sophisticated bot anyway, right? And then the calf gap fillers. There we go. He's got these huge panelless backs of his leg. So that goes in here. That one goes in there. And cool. Okay, that does look better. That looks a lot better. And there you got him, with his gappiness filled in. And with some kind of tool or weapon that he can actually hold, because they gave him hands that look like they're supposed to hold something, but he didn't come with any kind of tool or weapon to hold. So now he's got one, and I like that better. In a war, every part of the military has to be able to fight, right? So there he is. He's got his weapon, and he can assist if the conflict calls for him to. All right, and a little bit out of order here is Shockwave Lab SL94. This is the blue LED blast effect that can fit into the engines on the Ark. Now, these only come sold a piece at a time, at least on this website that I got it from. I got it from Dinobot Island Toys. They're from the UK. This is where I first saw it, and I went ahead and grabbed it, and I had to order 4 of them. And at the UK price, if you extrapolate to dollars, it's about 14 bucks per blast effect. These are LED blast effects, so they come with a light, and they do come with batteries. I have not tried these yet, so let's take a look. Got to build the kit a little bit here, and there is the core of the blast effect. Let me see about assembling this, and I'll be right back. So I just put the battery into this thing here, and word to the wise, if you're going to do that, make sure that you can activate it with this little crystal activator here. It's got a magnet inside of it, and if it doesn't activate, then there's one of 2 problems. That's either your battery is dead or your battery is in upside down. So let me flip it over and see if that works. All right, so I've put the battery in the opposite way now, and LEDs are on the circuit board side. So if I do this, it should light up. Oh, it looks like the battery might be dead. So yeah, no LEDs are lighting up. So let me get a replacement LED, excuse me, a replacement battery, and let's try that one. I'm banking that it's the same kind of battery that's needed for the eye LED kit, so let's hope that's true. All right, so I replaced it with one of my brand new batteries, and it works. There we go, nice bright LEDs, and there are different modes on this circuit board: constant, blinking, and fading. So interestingly, it comes with this back here that has the, the port so that you can stick it into the back of the engines here. However, it's got this more flush one with just a pinhole in it. So I'm guessing if you have other size ports, you may be able to fit this on other, I don't know, vehicles or other transformers. So, but I think this is the one for the Ark. So let's try this one. And the little activator is cool because it's made to look like a crystal. Maybe like an energon crystal or dark energon crystal or something, but anyway, pretty cool. And it fits pretty snugly there. That plastic is hard. It is hard on the fingers. It leaves some indentations there, just so you know. And there we go, we got a light. Let me quickly just dim this light, and you can see that it glows. Back to off. All right, cool, let's see how they all look in there. So actually, let's see how they work with the Hasbro effects. It does slot in there. And then let's see how well it's going to stay in the port itself. All right. Okay, let's see if we can get it to turn on. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't do really much for the blast effect itself from Hasbro, but you know, it would be cool if maybe you could put an LED behind that. But if you're just looking for a blast effect for the engine itself, then it does light up, and that is cool. So let's get them all on here. All right, there we have it, all 4 of them installed and lit up. Let's see how that looks without this light blasting them. And there you go. It's a little bit better to the eye than it is necessarily here on camera, but still, it's not like they're glowing like real, you know, bright jets. But you know, it's something. It's cool. I did want to mention that only one of the kits had a bad battery. All of the other 3 that came with my order had batteries that were good. So yeah, this battery was the only one that was bad. A couple of tips. I highly recommend that you get a spudger, or you know, something that's not going to damage things. This is made out of plastic. You can get a spudger kit on Amazon, and this might help you just flip the LED circuit board and battery around inside the blast here when you're trying to cap it off. I had some fun with this one where it was flipping over, and I couldn't get it to seat right so I could actually get this locked. So you may need to use something to tease that until it sits flat enough. And then the second tip is that when you lock this up, it locks in a counterclockwise position. And it's not really a lock, it just slides to close. There you go. So if you're gonna struggle, like I did a little bit with getting it into the port on the Ark, then you wanna make sure that you twist this in a counterclockwise motion too. Otherwise, the cap might come undone and this will come off like it did once for me. So in order to keep that cap on, make sure that when you put this in, if you have to twist counterclockwise to get it to tension fit there, get that friction. All right. One other thought. Since the Ark actually comes with 2 of these blasts, but 4 of those kind of supplemental actual flares, you can put a flare in each one and a blast, you know, a little jet propulsion stream in 2 of them. So I guess if you just wanted to supplement what you've got already and had to give it, you know, 2 more blasts so you could have 4 blasts across this thing, you'd only need 1 kit. So as you can see, when it's lit, it's not a very good color match necessarily, except, you know, if this is catching light a little bit, but still it's kind of a blue-green and this is more of a true blue. And let's turn off that LED. Let's see how they match now with this turned off. So there you go. The Hasbro one's still quite a bit darker, but if you wanted to supplement what Hasbro gives you, all you would need to get blasts for all 4 engines is 2 of these LED kits. So if you want to give your jet engines on the Ark some light, then these kits are pretty cool. Since I made the purchase at Dinobot Island Toys of the blast effects for my Ark, I've since found that this item is also for sale on tfsafari.com. So the SL number is actually specific to the color. So here you can see in the listing that TF Safari has these blast effects in different colors. There's orange, purple, green, and blue. And the listing I had from Dinobot Island Toys was for blue, and that's what I wanted. So if you want this, you can get it from them or from tfsafari.com, and there are color options, just so you know. These apparently can also be used to give your War for Cybertron characters a weapons blast. Okay, moving on to the next thing, Jukey Toys, and that's spelled Juqi Toys. They have 3 sets, JQ3 through JQ3C. So that's JQ3, JQ3B, and JQ3C. So JQ3 is the tail gap filler set. So if you want to, cap off those open ends on the either side of the ship at the back at the tail, then these have 2 kind of peaked additional pieces that will snap on there with some extra blast cannons that also go on there. Now, unfortunately, at the moment I have the Ark, I was shipped 2 of one side, 2 of the left side, and none of the right side. So I had to contact TF Safari, where I got it from, and they are sending me a replacement kit that'll have, hopefully, the left and the right pieces. If you are going to enter the raffle, be assured that I will have the left and right pieces included once this gets shipped to you. Please note that I'm not going to cover the shipping cost. I'm already giving a lot away, so if you win, you're going to have to pay for the shipping, and just so that's not a surprise to anybody when I tell you that. Also in this gap filler set is a piece that you can slide into the back of the Ark bridge, which is ridiculously hollow right out of the box. It's like, how much would that have really cost Hasbro to actually just fill in the back, even with just a plain back panel? Instead, it's just this open gap that, as far as your imagination goes, it doesn't help with imagining that that's a real bridge. I mean, it's a hole. So the bridge gap filler is also included in this kit. Moving on to the JQ3B in the Jukey Toys series. This is the flank gap fillers and the back brace. If you looked at my review video of the Ark, you might have seen the section where I was talking about how the Ark just didn't seem to tab very solidly together, and that it needed some kind of locking mechanism or something, a better design to keep it together. This is what that kit attempts to do, and it seems to do it as an okay job. It's better than what Hasbro gave us. And it also includes 2 fillers for each flank side where you have that gap where the elbow actually goes in robot mode. So you can put these things in there. They are completely parts former pieces. You won't be able to leave the back brace or the flank gap fillers in to transform this guy into his bot mode. And last but not least, in the, well, it might be kind of least, in this series of accessories from Jukey Toys is JQ3C, and that is a pair of articulated hands right out of the box. They have a nice weight to them. The left hand has some issues. Very loose fingers, a thumb that just pops off because it seems to be slightly misformed, or I don't know, mishandled before it was packaged. I don't know what the deal is. So I'll have to use some kind of stiffening agent in there, like Kiki or something. I haven't used Kiki before, but maybe now is the time. There seems to be a little bit of a defect here, and let me get a little bit of light on this. But this circular portion here is where a screw goes in, and where the ratchet goes on for the ratchet in the wrist. So taking it off of the original, there was a screw there that had to come out, and this is slotted onto like that 4-way cross that's plastic, that's part of the plastic there. So it's going to attach, but see, if you look at here, you'll see that this is a complete cylinder, and the left hand has a complete cylinder. So it should be complete. However, on the right hand, I got one that's not complete. So you can see that chip right out of the side there. Hopefully that's not going to cause any problems. We'll find out. Not the best QC in the world. The right hand is actually in better shape than the left hand. It's cool that they're articulated hands, because the non-articulated hands that you get with the original are just really inexcusable. They can't even make a fist. So if you're gonna get something for this, this is an option. There is another option which is supposedly coming out in May of 2022, according to DNA Design's Facebook page, and that's their DK31 kit. It's an upgrade kit that includes ankle gap fillers, the flank gap fillers, the tail gap fillers, as well as articulated hands and the bridge gap filler. So I'm not really that familiar with all of DNA Design's quality and products, but I know they've been around a while, so perhaps that kit would be a better kit to get for articulated hands. Okay, as another alternate to the tail gap fillers for the sides, there is this cool 3D print that you can do on your own. You only get the print file, you don't actually get the pieces themselves. But it's on Etsy from this seller named BenXC. And this guy has gone ahead and created parts that actually do fit and will stay on the Ark to transform into bot mode. So these are not Partsformers pieces. These are actually parts that will integrate into your bot and stay on it. They are only for the sides of the tail. That's all that comes with it. He doesn't have any other gap fillers that go with this set. So you have to have the ability to 3D print these parts on your own, and I suppose either have them colored when you're printing, like maybe on shapeways.com, or to paint them after the fact. If you'd like to see these parts in action, he has a video on his YouTube channel that shows just how well these actually do integrate. I don't think they look the most smooth like an actual, production toy in their final finish, but they do seem to fit on the bot and work well. And finally, as you can see here in this clip from the War for Cybertron Kingdom series, the Ark was actually supposed to have blue eyes, not yellow eyes. I have no idea why Hasbro wouldn't have just made the effort to give him blue eyes like he has in the show. Seems like a small thing to ask, but nevertheless, we got yellow eyes. So if you want blue eyes, the only place I was able to find the blue eyes was on eBay. I was able to purchase it from this eBayer, Chunji7832. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that right, but I'm not going to endorse this eBayer. I try to do my due diligence, and if I can't take the chance of losing the money or having an inconvenience by a bad sale, then I don't buy from somebody. So use your own discretion and buy at your own risk. But this came through to me and it got to me pretty fast. So thanks to that eBayer for selling me this. It really makes a difference for the overall bot's look in bot mode. Now, I'm not sure if there's really that much of a difference in brightness when you use the LED kit from the SL109 kit versus the eBay kit, but I went ahead and hybridized the light kit that I used by using the actual LED from the Shockwave Lab kit and the blue eyes from the eBay kit, and use those to give you the eyes that are in this Ark. But both do work, as you can see here. All right, and here's the extra part to the giveaway comment that you need to put in to qualify for the raffle, and that is at the end of hashtag Ark Giveaway MP, it needs to say Watcher. So that's hashtag Ark Giveaway MP Watcher, and that is WATCHER. I'm not putting this on the screen. You're gonna have to spell it out. WATCHER. There you go. So you can accessorize the entire Ark, including Teletran 1. A lot of accessories, and I think they fill out the Ark nicely if you're okay with the idea that you have to remove some, and it's a Partsformer once you have these accessories. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and transform it and see how much of a Partsformer it really is, because I'm not even sure what can stay on and what can come off. Now, of course, we know that we're missing this piece here, but we'll use this one to be representative of the gap filler for the flank. And let's see how much of this stuff we can actually leave on. So this is him transformed into his robot mode, and the biggest difference you can see here is nothing on the bottom. Although we will come back to that. And as we go up, you can see that the hands have been changed out, and the hands I think are a lot better than these hands, you know. But this one is really, really loose. These fingers and this thumb keeps falling off at the first joint. It's really a bummer that the kit didn't come with a higher quality for that left hand. The right hand is better. The whole thing's gonna benefit from some Juqi or some kind of joint stiffening compound. And that first knuckle right there on the thumb, there's something up with that. Maybe it's just a bad piece. The pin looks like it's pretty small. It's not even a pin, it's just a little nub of plastic on either side of the second joint that goes into the first joint. So, you know, quality would have been better there, but at least he does have two hands, although this one is not gonna be very posable until I get that Juqi in there. I mean, look at this. That's ridiculous. This also tends to have a finger or two that want to fall off when you're handling it. So, see what we can do about that. Going further up, there's nothing really on the forearms except these side pieces that go behind the elbow. And there goes one of the one of the cannons. But these side pieces, and they would go right behind the elbow, so they can't stay there. They are just a it's a parts former. If this had been designed into the actual robot, this could have been perhaps put on a hinge and could have opened up maybe and flipped out and stayed there on the back of the arm, but it doesn't. And Hasbro didn't design it that way either. So that's where the back of the arm goes, is where this piece would be. So it cannot stay on in both modes. If we go to his midsection here, we've got this back brace, which was what kind of stuck, not kind of, but did stick the alt mode together and keep it from being as PC as it could be. Still not great, but it seems to help a little bit, and at least they tried. It does have tabs that go right into these squares, so that's good. The tabs back here, they just fit into the holes that are on the second half of the ship, but they don't really securely snap into that point. So anyway, this part does not fit on him in bot mode. So unless you want him to have a funky, like, kind of loincloth kind of look, but that seems silly. And then as we get to the top, you can see that those blue eyes are shining and they do look good. And turning the guy around, not a whole lot to see here, except that these gap fillers for the haunches can actually fit there on the back of his calves. They slot in, and it feels like it kind of fits in okay, but it's not like it's secure. It's really a friction fit, and then it just kind of catches on something. So, you know, not a great solve. And it's not like it stays on top of here. This would actually need to sit up on top of here at the knee and be flipped around, I believe, for it to sit properly in the grooves that are in the mold. So again, it's a parts former piece, and it does not just hinge in place for a nice smooth transformation. And then on the rest of the bot, it's the same as we've seen before. I will tell you one thing about this hand kit here. When you do that hand kit, I was frustrated, and I do not have great patience when it comes to doing mechanical fixes, apparently, and it was a challenge for me. Just work with it. Hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. It's tricky because the nylon pieces in there for the ratchets, they sit just free on top of each other until they're locked together with both halves of the forearm. So you got to figure out where those are supposed to sit, and then where they will actually insert into the printed forearm. So getting it back together took a little while, and the second forearm went easier than the first once I figured out what to do. But it's a challenge. It was a challenge, and it's not like you can just unscrew the screws, exchange the hands, and then you're done. Another note on the hand kit. They actually both hands came with these little tabs on either side of the palm that actually did not allow me to fit the forearm back together with those tabs on there. So apparently the the casting or whatever it was, however this was produced, was supposed to have those tabs removed because the hand will not rotate with those tabs in place, nor would it actually even let me piece it together. So I had to clip that, and I filed it down too with a little nail file, so thankfully that side of the hand won't show much at all, so it's not like you're really gonna see that it's an unfinished kind of look, but it is an unfinished kind of look. It does not, I did not take a lot of time to, nor did I have the sandpaper to make it a nice smooth finish. And one last thing, we still have this gappiness right here, and there is a piece that you can buy for that bridges that and puts two cannons, one on either side, so that you just don't have those holes there. But I don't know if that means that you can transform it like that or not, because I thought part of that was had something to do with the bridge that pops out. So I guess that's going to be a partsformers piece as well. All right, so all told, the accessory kits that I was able to get for this don't really do a lot to make me feel more excited about the Ark. I guess, you know, if it's something that you love and you just like to see a more completed look in the alt mode, then you know, these gap filler kits and accessory kits are going to be cool. But I think I just found out that I'm just not a you know, War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class collector. It's masterpiece or nothing, with some exceptions, of course. All right, I just wanted to share one last thing before we end the show, and that's to give a big thank you to all of you viewers and subscribers out there. Thank you for the continued views. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. We have reached past the 700 subscriber mark, so awesome. Thank you. You guys and gals have made this channel what it is, and I really appreciate your views. And you know, tell your friends, fellow fans about MixelPix, that if they want some masterpiece goodness, that they should stop on by MixelPix on YouTube and see what I've got to share. All right, that's it. Once again, I want to thank all of you geek gals and geek guys out there, and until next time, happy collecting, everybody.